So the hospital story, appropriate since we're in a pandemic. Even if I started thinking this would be about travel and tours, and we'll have to get back to that, whether the large audience wants it or not. Yeah, we're having fun. I mean, those involved with this video, the one talking and the absent one watching. So yeah, in the student hospital, Spitalul Studențesc. I mentioned yesterday that there was this girl keen on eroticism, like myself, but again, the two of us weren't really familiar, in the know, adroit with savoir-faire. I mean, we just fumbled around in the showers and did just that. So that was one thing. Then, because still something had happened, but not much. There was some other story which involved what should I call her? I don't know the name. Claudia or something. Student in biology, first or at the most second year, and it was not love at first sight, but some attraction there. I know we went together in one of the Termina. This wasn't a large hospital, I guess. It was like a mansion, basically, not one of the British castle, but very large house, and that's the 2 floors used by males, females, respectively. There were 4 rooms, maybe 5, and in one of the saloons. Saloon is a false friend. Saloon is referring to the bar in the West in the 19th century, associated with the cowboys and that salon here. So one of the rooms, I'm sure, because we wouldn't go there if it weren't so. So it was empty for the weekend because patients would be allowed to, it was freestyle in some ways, allowed to go out and come back if their disease was not serious. So I don't know if I moved this in time, but there was an escadrille or what, 5 jet planes. That's a nice sensation. And now some helicopters are coming, or Russians are coming. That's a movie. So I can speak a little louder, not worried that others will hear the intimacy, as if I'm not putting it for the whole world to I'm shy about others hearing this. It's just that it's the spouse and she doesn't need to know all about this because she doesn't agree or even tolerate. Anyway, so let's get back before it's too silent. We used the bed of one of the guys who was absent, and for some reason I think it was I don't know what the black man. He was, I can't say politically correct African American because it wasn't African American. African, maybe. I don't know what he was, but he was. So no problem. I mean, not that it's not just that it's not a problem. We were going to use the bed for something, but then it was too risky. I mean, somebody could still come in, doctor, nurse, whatever. I don't know, a guard, a patient. So we just fumbled. But then this went on outside. And that was interesting. But sticking to the hospital story, and I don't know how, I'm not yet. One purpose for this is to keep telling the story. It's a story until maybe I get better, and maybe it's interesting for a twice as large audience than we have today. So if one is watching, maybe in time I get better, and then I have twice the size of the crowd, two, and then we get to the absolute crazy, wonderful stage where we have 4 times 4 people. So until then, I mean, until I get better, if ever. Well, it's convoluted, so I don't know how I'll get back to this girl, because it's interesting a little bit. No, what am I doing and what am I saying? Let's finish it here and then get back to the hospital, because okay, so once out, we saw each other intensively. I mean, I was already with the hospital and the idea of repeating a year medically, terminal, in order to graduate as late as possible. I mentioned before, because I was keen on tours and travel, which brought in money and experiences and meeting people, and it was interesting, challenging, better as a career perhaps in angiology. So I had free time on my hands, so for some 2, 3, I don't know how many weeks, maybe 4, we saw each other very, very frequently, yeah, daily, more or less, and it was very sexual, very intense. Again, I was thinking later how passionate she was, and how unlucky in a way it was that I didn't know that we could do, let's say, anal. We could do oral sex. I didn't do that. I mean, I was cunnilingus, and at that time I didn't. If it was in the mind somewhere, it wasn't available. It wasn't as if this is something possible for me. It was like, people are flying, but there's no way I could do that at the time, either as a pilot or as a passenger. So it was like this for maybe 4. And like this, we could have done with more possibilities. And she was keen for more, so that's how it happens that I at one point, to spice up what I thought of something which makes this Bă, ești enervant, vrei să mă oftici? Ia vezi. We have to shoot with water if it's really serious about screaming to break the windows. Well, use the gun. Okay, so yeah, and then one day I said, to make it brief, I guess, because we'll be at the end of this note, if I'm not going into it with tomorrow, which looks like it, but let's start it and have, like they try and do those soap operas, they finish the episode on the edge. So let's see tomorrow in the next episode. You see, Okay, so I said to her one day, look, I have a proposition for you. And that is to. I work for an official organization. I can't tell you. I don't know exactly how I said it. I just don't want the idea. As I said, to spice it up, to make it more interesting, to see if to get to try and know better what's in that mind. How far is she willing to go with crazy notions? And we want you to. Oh, they want you. No, not we. Indeed, part of the shtick was, I'm just the messenger. Don't blame me for anything about this. I mean, I was asked to tell you this, and then send the message and get back with the information. So part of this conversation was taking place in a subway station, and then in the subway, I remember she was interested, and we'll talk more tomorrow about this.